welcome. I have two videos going on. I think that's what happened. Well, we're going to go right into it. Hey, everybody. My name is Stacia Liu, and if you're new here, I help entrepreneurs, agency owners, and creators leverage AI automations and systems to scale smarter without drowning in the tech overwhelm. And lately, AI coding tools have been moving so fast, like scary, crazy fast. And so today, I wanted to bring on somebody who's actually deep in the trenches using this stuff real life, and I've actually been he's been a mentor for the last couple years now. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's been like a year and a half. But you want to understand and get on this as soon as possible, because you're going to be left behind, and I don't want to be left behind either. So you're going to want to learn how to use it strategically, AI, instead of just chasing these shiny objects and being like, okay, yeah, great, that looks cool, like we can set this up, but like how are we actually using it and making it better for our businesses? So you've been hearing people talk about Claude Code and wondering what the hype actually is. Today is going to blow your mind a little bit, because we have Andrew Crozy here. We're diving deep into how creators and marketers and coaches, just like yourself, honestly, regular business owners, are using Claude Code to build faster, automate smarter, and basically turn ideas into working systems without spending 6 months crying over the tech stack and wondering what the heck, how do we use this in real life here? So not fluffy AI future talk. Andrew is actually going to go deep into the Claude Code Masterclass. Welcome, Andrew.
Thanks for having me, Stacia. Stoked for it.
Awesome. So tell us, you've been really pivotal in my journey on using automations and operations around Airtable is how I found you, but now you're getting on it now with Claude Code, and I'm trying to keep up with you.
Yeah. I honestly, for everybody out there, I think they're intimidated by the word code, when it's really simple, when people just dive into it and start playing around with it. So if anybody gets anything out of this masterclass, it's just get Claude Desktop, go into Claude Code, give it an outcome-based prompt, and have it spar with you. So I'll give you an example of, go to Claude Code, say, hey, I want to optimize my sales script so I increase our close rate by 20%. Help me build out a script for this, and get it 99% of the way there. Ask me questions until you get 99% of the way there that this system can be built. And just go back and forth with it. And it has incredible outputs. And that's just the start of it. So I want to get things kicked off there to get people into Claude Code and see how much time you can save and how much more money you can make and how much more impact you can make as well.
Awesome. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to start?
Yeah.
Sweet. So I'll get kicked off with a graphic that Claude Code helped me create. So I'm going to open up this and flip my screen around. And this should simplify the process for you. Boom. So we're talking about Claude Code Masterclass. What I recommend is that you set up your tools. So here are some inputs and examples of tools that you can link up that will bring that data into Claude. So for example, one, I have Stripe linked up to Claude, and this is a native connection. So you can just go into Customize right now and work with me. Go to Customize in Claude and click on the tools, and then click on Stripe and connect it up. Then you can create Stripe links. You can review financial data, everything like that inside of Claude. It's great. Another one is Google Sheets. If you have a lot of data inside of Google Sheets, you can connect that up using Google Suites in your tools, and you can have Claude Code create a custom dashboard for you that you can share. If you have a sales team, share it with your sales team. I'll share an example of that today. Another one that I recommend is Notion. So this is native as well. So you can go to customize and connect Notion up. And Claude is really good at creation, but in terms of it actually being able to share the data, let's say to your client, or the outputs with your clients or with your prospects, Notion is the best for that. So I'll give you an example. I just launched a paid workshop to our community, and I just had it create all of the content to launch it. And then people pay from a Stripe link on a Notion document that was all created through Claude in under 20 minutes. So Notion is great for external shares and all that stuff, and also pulling in data from Notion over into Claude. These are some other ones: Airtable, go high level, having an MD file of your content, so Claude actually speaks like you. So you can pull in all your data into Claude Code of content that's worked the best and have it write like you. Creating graphics, Gemini is great to link into Claude to create graphics, and your calendar and any recording softwares, that sort of stuff. So we want to link up our MCPs and tools so Claude can gather all of that information, right? So is this making sense so far, Stacia?
Yes, I love all this. This is awesome.
Sweet. So I want to create a little simple graphic. So Claude will pull in all that information, and you prompt it to create the system that you want. And then you create Claude skills so that is duplicatable. So for example, with our paid masterclass, I created it in Claude Code, and then I asked it to create a skill so we can do that over and over and over again. So skills are just repeatable things that you or your team does that you can customize for your business or your life. Mm-hmm. That's how you can think about those.
Yeah, I've like remembered something like, oh, I need it to do this all the time. So I'll say like update a skill so that you remember next time.
Yep, exactly. Cool. And routines inside of Claude Code are just things that are activated at a certain point in time. So for example, I have my iMessages linked up to Claude Code. And the reason for that, why I linked it up, is because I was missing messages from my mom. And what Claude will do at 9 o'clock each morning is review my iMessages and what I missed, and it will craft responses back to those people, and I approve them and send them off. So this has made sure that I haven't missed an iMessage in over a month now since I set that up. So that's an example of a routine. So every single morning it checks this tool and then it creates this output. And you can also automate those outputs as well instead of the approval process. But I do that for iMessages, so they're actually messages for me and everything.
All right.
And then Claude Code is your hub for all of this. Claude Chat is good, but it's for like quick things, or if I'm on my phone, that sort of stuff. Claude Cowork is good, but it doesn't have as much functionality as Claude Code. In connecting to all of these tools, and the speed at which you can work inside of Claude Code is a lot faster in creating the legitimate tools. Cowork is still great, especially if you have team members. You want them to work out of Claude Cowork instead of Claude Code, because Claude Code saves to the desktop and not to Claude in general. So that's just some quick things. So it goes through this. And then the outputs, you can send this stuff off via Notion, to Facebook, to Instagram, to YouTube, to Slack, to WhatsApp, to iMessage, to go high level, wherever you want that output to go, right? So there are more output platforms, there are more MCPs, but here are some of the basics and everything. So,
nice. To ensure that you're the favorite son, don't miss your iMessages from mom.
So I'll stop screen recording there. Um, so we talked about just going into code, giving it a prompt of the output-based thing that you want. And you want to give it context as well. So I just built out 2 sales dashboards, one for myself, one for another company. And all we need to do was take their spreadsheet data and put it into Claude Code and give it an example of another another sales dashboard. So I scoured the internet. Claude helped me find some other sales dashboards that I liked, and then I gave it that context that I like that sales dashboard, and I want to build based off of that. And then I sparred with it for like 20 minutes, and then I linked it up to our tools. And then we build based off of Vercel, Vercel, and then it has an output for the dashboard. So initially create an HTML file, and then for it to actually be shareable, Vercel is great for that. So I'll share an example here. Boom. It's one of our demo pages.
So for like people who are new, they don't really know what Vercel is that where you basically host the dashboard or the page?
Exactly.
Okay.
And you can have Claude Code help you set up Vercel and connect it to an MCP server inside of Claude Code. So it'll do the work for you. So I'll share this example. Let me present, share screen, entire screen. There we go. So this was created in less than 20 minutes just by going through that step by step. There's so many coaches, consultants, agency owners that need sales dashboards. And you can sell something like this pretty easily if they just have the data. So you have the dashboard. You can search it by month, by rep. Boom. A leaderboard inside of here. There's just dummy data in here right now. You can go in here and put in the sales reps, the products, all that stuff. The sales team has direct access to this and can put the numbers in as well. And you can put in different products, all that stuff. And you can link up live data to any of your tools. Go high level, Stripe, that sort of stuff.
Oh, nice.
And then creates a custom link. You guys won't be able to log into this one. Well, somebody might be able to hack it, but you can make sure that you can have Claude Code set up a login link through Gmail or through a passcode or something like that. So then you make sure that this is private and only the team can see it and all that stuff. So it's crazy nowadays that you can build dashboards out for other companies and sell them for a lot just by having them share their data and you talking in Claude Code and building out dashboards for them.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, one of the projects I have on my plate or was asked about is taking the recordings of the sales calls and then having it be analyzed by a disc assessment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With that project, we just have Fathom linked up. Fathom is a great AI recording software that now has a native connection. And after sales calls, we just have a routine to capture or to start that automation of it to grab the transcriptions from that day on from the sales calls. And then if it's a disc assessment that you want or whatever output that you want, you can set that up pretty easily. And then the outputs can go to whatever you want. It can go to one central Notion document. It can go inside of Airtable, that sort of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. So, those were the big things that I had prepared for you, Stacia. If you want to turn this into a little Q&A with any
Yeah.
questions that you have on Cloud Code.
Yeah, the MCP server, like I'm connected Go high level and things like that. Like, what do you see people using more of that? So I'm all about Go high level and stuff. I'm adding more of that into it. But and then like, are you saving money with it now being able to like iMessage through that? Does that charge you just through your carrier, or
Yep.
how does that
Yeah.
work?
Yeah,
Awesome.
for iMessage, it's just charged through the carrier. It doesn't cost any extra or anything like that. With Go High Level, being like once you have the MCP server set up, pulling reporting data is really easy. Where the future is going is that people are actually going to go into those platforms. They're going to be able to pull everything from one central place, create an output, and send it out to where they want to go. With MCP server, how I'm using it is I'm also sending out emails directly through Claude. So instead of going into Go High Level, you can just create your emails for the month or for the week, and then have Claude schedule those and send those out. There are a few nuances and all that stuff that you got to play around with, but that's possible. I also love that it can pull in any outstanding emails or text messages that haven't been responded to and craft responses back and send that out via Go High Level. So there's so many different functionalities. In terms of creating funnels and everything, now you can grab the HTML from Claude and put it into Go High Level. You can use a tool called Firecrawl to do that for you. Right now, we're just doing it manually with grabbing the HTML and putting it in, but there are tools that are great for that. There's a native Claude desktop tool as well, but it's slow. It has to take a screenshot for each thing, so that's why we use Firecrawl. And one of our clients of Mecca created a whole system. I'm sure you saw it, with creating workflows inside of Go High Level. I haven't set that one up yet, but that's also possible to set up workflows for automated texts, emails, reminders, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things for me is like I'll write the emails and then now I have to have someone copy and paste them into from Claude or ChatGPT over into High Level and create the whole workflow. So now I'm like, this is cool. We can just get it done within minutes.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I love it. Those are the main things on that. I want to highlight, I really love the Notion connection as well. So if people are on Notion, I would definitely grab that. Another one is Blotato. So in terms of posting across different social media platforms, Blotato is the best tool that I've found for using that out of Claude. One system that we just set up yesterday was when a client gets onboarded, fills out their onboarding form, then it creates a graphic inside of Claude for them, welcoming them. And then it sends it out to my Instagram story, welcoming them to the community, and it tags them as well. So we automated the whole process of welcoming new clients into our communities and all that stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. I love it. Like I was telling, there's a lot of people out there who are like fearful and they're scared about doing it. But I'm like, it's not that. I mean, you still got to approve them. Like you can have it created, but you can obviously approve it before it goes out. It's not going to take over your whole computer. I mean, I think that's where.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about like OpenClaw and that sort of stuff, it's different. People are rightfully like scared of all of that, but you can set it up in a way that you approve what you want to approve, like with my iMessages and everything.
Right.
And is Claude taking some of this data and that sort of stuff? Probably, and all of that. But also, I find the benefits far outweigh the downsides, and
Mhm.
somebody's going to argue with
Right.
me in the chat on that. But in terms of our ability to impact our clients and
Right.
our outputs as a team,
Right.
they've at least 10x'd from
Right.
using Cloud Code.
I mean, how many times has autocorrect really messed up your relationship? So,
Exactly. There are
yeah.
downsides to everything. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I didn't mean to say that. And then you sent it anyway, but
Yes. I think what would be really helpful for everyone, Stacia,
Mhm.
is just kind of giving everyone a step by step on
Yeah.
how to get started.
Mhm.
So, like I said earlier, first just start prompting inside of Claude Code. So, to get into Claude Code, if you don't have it yet, download it to your desktop, set up a folder, and then you're off to the races with it. And then start prompting it with outcome based language on exactly what you want the outcome to be. Have Claude spar with you, which is a massive pro tip for it to ask you questions and tell you when you're wrong and reveal your blind spots. And I also love, number one, giving it context. So I've been in the coaching consulting space for 10 years. I have so many trainings and so many methodologies and so many frameworks. We just pull that into Claude so it knows me. And you can set up MD files as well, which is like for Claude, it's like your employee giving them the handbook of what your company does, how it should write like you, that sort of stuff. Um, and they have persistent memory now inside of Claude as of like a month and a half ago. So you can just say, hey, just remember this about me and that sort of stuff. And also, there are third party platforms to save that information so it knows more about you. MD files can make Claude run a little bit slower because it needs to read those every time it comes in. So, just a heads up on that. Don't put too much in there. And you can have Claude Code help you create the MD file for your business, for your life, all that. You can multiple ones. But
is the MD
no,
file like a skill too, or like
mhm,
that's the file that makes the skills?
yeah.
Okay.
So the ones that I really like is starting with your business as a whole,
Mhm.
your personal or your business goals. Have it create an MD file on your business goals so it knows more about your vision, what you want. And then you can also plug and play with your content creation and having it sound like you as well. Um, and then the next step was pro tip, use the pinned chats. I love those. So I've been doing a bunch of one-on-one consulting calls with people to get started, and it's just messy as hell. And we are way less likely to use things that are
Yeah.
messy.
And then I'm trying to
So
search for stuff and I can't find it.
yeah, also, another pro tip if you're searching for something, there is a search bar.
Uh-huh.
So if you go to the upper left and you're like, oh, yeah, I created something like a week ago and I want to find that chat again. You can just go to the upper left, search it, and it will find where you mentioned that thing and go straight to that chat. But use the pins and um, then number, where are we on? 3 or 4? Connect up all your tools, your MCPs. So they're the native tools. If you need to set up an MCP, people will tell you to go to this website and grab this link and put it into customize. I just talked to Claude Code of like, I want to set up this MCP and I have Claude Code set it up for me. Um, and then you can create dashboards through Claude Code. You can do live dashboards inside of Claude Cowork, but you can't share those. You can share the skill so people could download the framework and all that stuff, but you can't actually share it to a website so other people can see it, like your team or anything like that. So build dashboards inside of Claude Code and use for
Mhm.
Cell or another system that you like to share it. I think this was pretty jam-packed. What
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a lot for people, for beginners.
Cool.
I do love the Notion one because I'm a visual person. A lot of people are thinking are visual too. So even just setting up a basic like framework and then having it push to Notions would really be helpful as well too. Even if you don't do the
Mhm.
Excel thing, because I was
Yeah,
just
and
looking.
with Google Docs too, it just gets messy. And
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody has
Oh
found
yeah.
a solution to this, but the outputs with Google Documents sucks.
Yeah.
Um, so that's why we use Notion. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then one thing I did do recently, I feel like I'm still kind of basic, but just cleaning things up back here. Like my whole desktop is full of like files and screenshots and things, and having that or asking it to organize that. And then there's a book that when I first got into operations, is like Clockwork. What's that guy named? Mike. He has a really tough name. Like
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
he has a framework how he organizes the folders between marketing, sales, operations, delivery, and finance. And so
Mhm.
I asked it to go through because I just go into the Google Doc, making a new Google, like have no organization, like tons and probably duplicates of everything in there. So I'm having it actually go scope through all of my files in Google Drive and then cleaning it up and then having it organized into different folders.
Yeah, though it will help with organization, just finding
Mhm.
stuff. If somebody
Yeah.
hasn't set up their MCP and you're constantly looking for stuff, just
Right.
connect it to your Google Suite, your Notion, your Airtable, your Go High Level, and it will find that information for you. And
Yeah.
it's the ultimate hack.
So exciting. So exciting. Yeah. So start small. If you're beginning, that's what I love about it is that you just, if you get stuck, all you have to do is just ask the system, ask Claude, what do we do here? Even seeing screenshots, I started doing that early on before, but if it's not understanding or you think that it's not like getting what you're putting down, basically screenshot what you're looking at so that you can see. Even doing my own Facebook ads, I had it screenshot, like, what do I write here? What do I put in this headline? Screenshot it and throw it in there, and then it'll tell you exactly what to do.
100%. Like I've joined 3 AI masterminds over the past 3 months and it's been amazing of all the new inputs and thinking about things differently. But Claude is the best. Like being part of the masterminds has taken another level, but just ask Claude of what you need. And go back and forth with it. And certainly watch videos like this, but if you get stuck, just take a screenshot on your screen of where you're stuck and ask Claude to help you out with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. If you want to learn more, where can they find you?
I go to my YouTube, my school community. Either one, I'm sure you'll put the links in the chat and everything. And then I'm Captain Cruzy on Instagram if you want to connect. So anywhere like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrew. You guys, we'll see you guys on the next video. Much love and aloha and well, peace.
Love that. Thanks, Stacia.